Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our Education Abroad Virtual Fair Week. My name is Whitney Ewing, and I'm the Assistant Director in Education Abroad at North Central. I want to thank Jason Koba for being here. He's our partner at Academic Programs International. We call it API, and they are our provider for our program in Shanghai, China at East China Normal University. It's a phenomenal program, and API is an amazing partner to have. And we're so grateful for them. And Jason, everyone's gonna fall in love with Jason. Jason's the best. Jason, I'll let you introduce yourself formally, but just a couple things before we start. All participants, except for presenters, are muted. So if you do have any questions, feel free to use the question feature in your GoToWebinar control panel. At the end of the presentation, after Jason's done speaking, I'll go ahead and kind of facilitate those questions and ask those to Jason for us so that everyone can hear the answers to those. Also, when you are ready for the next step in the study abroad process, please make an appointment with our Education Abroad advisor, Rachel Berkeley. I am going to share her Calendly link so that you can make an appointment with her. I'll go ahead and share that in the chat feature on the GoToWebinar panel. And if you are interested in studying abroad during the fall 2021 semester, applications, our North Central College applications, are going to be due by midnight, November 10th. So those are coming up, and you will need to meet with Rachel prior to starting your application. So even if you're a first year or sophomore and are not thinking about studying abroad till senior year, I recommend meeting with Rachel earlier than later just to make sure you're getting classes and your academic plan of study all set so it doesn't delay graduation. There should be no issues. I'm going to go ahead and link some other stuff in the chat feature as well. Our link to our new beautiful brochure that you can look at, a link to sign up for more fair events. Otherwise, thank you again for being here. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and Jason, the stage is all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney. I appreciate it. It's really exciting for me to be here today. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. My name is Jason Koba, and I'm the Associate Vice President for University Partnerships with API. I've been with API for just over 5 years, so quite a while now. My role is to work as your university representative within API. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have. I am not a program expert for China. However, I know a lot about it, and I know how to connect you with the right people. So I can answer a lot of general questions. And then when it gets to the really specific nitty-gritty, that's when I have my program manager, Rachel, kind of take over. But my goal is to share some great information with you and hopefully give you some insightful information about the China program to get you excited about what it is that we have to offer there. So, as Whitney mentioned, we offer a lot of different programming at our partner institution in China. So it's East China Normal University. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the institution and then more specifically about the program details that we have. So we offer a lot of different options for terms, so fall, spring, academic year, and even summer programs in China. As Whitney mentioned, the program is at East China Normal University. So it's kind of a newer university, depending on how we look at it, but it was established in 1951. And it's actually one of China's most prestigious universities. So it's a really well-known and well-respected university within China. It's called the Garden Campus because of the beauty of it. So it's located in a part of Shanghai where there's a lot of natural beauty around it. It's really pretty. And I'll show you some pictures in just a second so you can see what it has to offer. But it's considered to be one of the more beautiful places in China to study. It has about 30,000 students, and including 5,000 of those students are international. So it has a really big group of international students. So it's a very diverse campus community. So it's a really interesting place, and you get a lot of different cultures and a lot of mixtures of people from all over China, but then also from all around the world that come here to study. So here's a couple of pictures from the campus itself. So you can see that it's really pretty. The picture on the top left is like one of my favorites. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful scenes in terms of the fall foliage and whatnot. I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I'm used to seeing the change of the leaves, but now I live in Texas, so we don't really get that very much down here. So that makes me very jealous for the fall season. But these are pictures that Corinne, our resident director, shared with me to kind of let you see a little bit about what the campus looks like and where you'll be taking classes and the kinds of experiences you'll have while you're there. So it's not a huge campus. So if we think about US standards of campuses, I know North Central is not super spread out, which is nice. So it's not going to be going to a huge 50,000 student campus. So there's not as many buildings as there would be on a US version of a campus that size. But it is definitely a beautiful place to walk around and to experience a lot of the different things that are offered there. So we have a couple of different focuses for programs that we offer at East China Normal University. It's the same school, but there's two different tracks, if you will, for classes. So the first one that we offer is the Semester Chinese Language Studies program. And this is a focus on Mandarin language. So you are going to take pretty much everything that's focused on enhancing and building on your skills that are in Chinese, in Mandarin. So you're going to take 12 to 18 credits, and these are offered during the fall, spring, and academic year. Now, there's actually two different, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back for a second. There's two different tracks for this program. There's an intensive program, and then there's a standard program. So that's when we say 12 to 18 credits. It's going to depend a little bit on which program you choose, and the standard track is regular, if you will, or the regular hours, and the intensive one you take more class time. So it's basically the same amount of time in the country, but you do more intensive class structures while you're there. Oops, sorry, I've advanced the wrong direction. There we go. So the second program that we offer is our Semester Chinese, sorry, this is more information about that. I knew this is what I wanted to do. The Semester Chinese Language Studies. So again, standard or intensive. The program focuses on listening, speaking, reading, and writing Chinese. So it's not just one grammar class, but rather you're doing a lot of different things within the class. They're small, so there's not more than 20 students, or you have between 20 and 29 hours a week. So if you do the standard session, it's 20 hours a week, or the intensive is an extra 9 hours per week. So that's where those extra credits come in. And they also focus on a fun and interactive learning methodology. So it's not just sitting there lecturing and listening to people speak at you, but you're going to be doing things through games, media, and various things of technology. So there's a lot of different ways that they really make the program exciting and do an enhancement of what it is, rather than just the standard lecture series of looking at a book and those kinds of things. The other program that we offer is our Chinese Language and Culture Studies. The program used to be called Global China, and I'm kind of sad that it's not called that anymore, because that to me is a better description of what the program is. The program allows you to learn about China through a variety of academic and culturally immersive opportunities. So it consists of two parts. There's the Chinese language course, which is a requirement of the program, and then there's a number of different content courses that are offered in English for you to choose from. So the Chinese language courses that are offered, the first option I chose is that you're going to choose the Mandarin at any level. So depending on where you are, if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, you're going to be taking a class that's going to match up with your level. So you'll take a placement exam, and you'll have the opportunity to figure out what's going to work best for you based on where you are already within your Mandarin. If you're a total beginner, that's totally fine. Or if you've already been studying and you're more of an intermediate or an advanced level, there will be a Mandarin language course that's offered to fit your needs. Then what you're going to do is choose from some of these other courses that are listed here, like international marketing, China's macroeconomic impact, the history of modern China, some of these other classes that are either more business focused or more sociology focused, but it'll give you a good opportunity to look at China's place in the world and how it impacts the rest of our global economy and our global society. As we know, China's role has increased dramatically in terms of the sphere of influence that it has around the world. And it's really interesting to look at it from inside China and to see that version and their side of what's happening compared to what the US and the things that we learn about here. So it's a really, really cool program that I really like, and the students really like a lot about it. So it's really, really an interesting way and a really creative way to learn about these different aspects and whatnot. Now, I will say that in the past, there's been an internship that's been offered as an option. It's on hold right now, but we're hoping that it's going to be coming back. So I didn't put it up here because I didn't want to put it in writing necessarily, but I do want to mention it, that there is the potential for an internship as part of the program. So you could take the Chinese language course and a couple of classes and then do an internship in a variety of different fields once you're there. So I'm hoping that it's coming back for fall of 2021 and beyond. So we're still working on that, and hopefully we'll have that as an option for you too. I do want to mention really quickly as well, just the Summer Chinese Language Studies program. This option is available as well if you're looking for a shorter term program. So there's the Mandarin language levels that are offered at all levels. And the way that this program works is that you include small language classes, and then there's cultural visits that are part of the program as well. So there's the classroom cultural visits, and then there's also the API activities and events. So you get a lot of different things with your program through API, but in the summer program, they really try to make it really fun and interactive by including a lot of cultural events as part of the academic program, in addition to the actual classroom time too. So it's a interactive way to learn that incorporates some of the culture with it as well, so that you're not just sitting in a class the whole time, because you're in a class more per hour because it's a shorter time. So it's a 4-week program that spans that time, and you earn 4 credits. So I want to talk a little bit about student life. So we talked about the academic side, which of course is the biggest and most important part of the program, but we recognize that there's a lot of fun and things that you get to do, and a lot more important things that are, or a lot of things that are also very important to you outside of the classroom. So we're going to talk about the student life side of it. East China Normal University offers a lot of different ways for you to get involved with local students as well as other international students. So they offer a wide range of clubs and different activities. Excuse me, so here's a list of examples of some of the different clubs that are offered, like soccer, dragon boat, which sounds really fun to me, volleyball, wrestling. So there's a lot of sports and things that are there. Now, this is all dependent upon how COVID will continue to manifest itself in the world, and this is all kind of in a normal time. So certainly there may be limitations to the types of things that are available, but there are still going to be lots of great opportunities for you to do different things in clubs. There's different organizations and different things that are happening on campus as well as within the community. One of the best things is that our resident director, Corinne, is there to help you if you have any questions or to help you get connected. So if there's something in particular that you're looking to do while you're there, she can help direct you in the right place or connect you with the right people to help you get involved with something that's really interesting to you. The university also sponsors international cultural festivals and day trips. So again, there's API activities, but then the university also offers some things. So it's kind of like you get a double edge of everything, a double dose of things. So there'll be different trips and festivals and things throughout the city that you can participate in, as well as on the university's campus. Things like Chinese painting, dancing, calligraphy, really, really fun cultural activities to help you really make the most of your time in China and embrace the various aspects of Chinese culture in particular. So housing and dining is, of course, a very important aspect of the program, which is included within the API program. For our program at ECNU, you will live on campus in ECNU residence halls. So these are, they're very nice. They're not brand new, but they're very nice, new-ish type halls, and we get pretty good positive reviews on our housing for sure. The program fee that we have includes a standard double room. Now, again, things may change with regard to COVID, depending on how things are going and where that is and whatnot. There's special considerations being made regarding safety and student sanitation and safety with regard to the COVID situation. But the standard program will be a double room with a private in-suite bathroom. So you have that as an option. There's no meals included with the program, but there's a lot of really inexpensive dining halls on campus that serve Chinese and Asian food, as well as options for Western cuisine. So if you're craving that cheeseburger and fries, there'll be definitely places for you to get that as well. Also, where the campus is located, there's a lot of different restaurants that are close by, so it's a pretty easy way to find lots of great ways to get food. And honestly, being able to go out and meet people on the program or with other international students that you're living with, you're going to be going around and having fun and meeting friends and working with other people on the program for the dining as well. You do live with other international students on the program, so there's a lot of different people around the campus community, but the actual roommates that you'll have will be other international students on the program. So there may be students from other parts of Asia, other parts of Europe, North America, it just kind of depends, but your roommates will be comprised of other international students, but there's still lots of great ways to get involved with local Chinese students while you're on the campus of ECNU and throughout the various activities that the university hosts, as well as API. So here's just a couple of different pictures of the university residence hall to give you an idea of what it looks like. Pretty standard. So there's top left is kind of your regular double accommodation with the beds and whatnot. And then there's some shared kitchen spaces. So if you do decide that you want to cook and prepare your own meals, there's options for that. So not gonna bake like a Thanksgiving meal or anything probably, but you do have the option to prepare some of your own food if you want to do that. Most of our students report that food in China is very inexpensive, so going out and grabbing something really simple like noodles or whatever it is that you want is really, really easy and really affordable, which makes it really, really nice. But then you do have a couple of pictures of like a dining hall-ish type area, cafeteria, and what it would look like, kind of like a kiosk store that's available for you to pick up some things to go, or kind of like a little convenience store if you need any supplies or things like that. So, but it's a really nice, and again, our students really seem to like it a lot, and they really like the environment. It's a fun place with lots of cool things happening. So through API, one of the benefits of going through us, an organization like API, is that we are going to be there to provide you a lot of additional support and help throughout your program. And that's going to start with our API orientation. So moving forward from this point on, you're going to receive a lot of stuff through our API Connect platform, which is our new kind of student enrollment platform, as well as where your application starts. But you're also going to receive the same orientation you would as normal on site. So once you arrive in China, you're going to be met by Corinne, who's our resident director there. And what she's going to do is cover a whole bunch of different stuff for you that's going to be very specific to China and specific to the location that you're going to be studying in. So safety is our #1 priority and our #1 concern always. So you're going to hear a lot about safety. Public transportation and information. How do you use public transportation, and where do you have to go to get different things? How do you get from housing to campus? How do you get from housing to where you want to go out to do different things, or different areas of the city, things of that nature. So she's going to talk about exchanging money, opening a bank account if that's something you choose to do. That's more for our academic year students, but it is definitely something that can be done. So she'll talk about all those things. Using mobile phones, WeChat, different things that are specific to China that we may not use here, but things that are really important for you to know. You're also going to get, of course, a tour of the ECNU campus and the surrounding area. If you're there for an academic year, we'll help you with your visa and whatnot. So there's a lot of different things that take place within this orientation that lasts a couple of days. So you get really, really acclimated to the city, and that you're in a really good place to feel good about the next couple of months of your semester before you actually get started. So it's a really, really fun way to get initiated into the city. Another reason that it's fun to go along with API on a program, especially to China, is that we provide a lot of different cultural activities and different excursions as part of the program. Now, the excursions have been altered again a little bit based on COVID, so we've avoided any overnight excursions for the time being, but we're hoping to bring those back in fall. So we do want to highlight some of those a little bit too, so that we can share that there will be some fun activities. But the cultural activities will take place throughout the semester, multiple times, typically once a week, twice a week. It just kind of varies depending on the schedule of different events and whatnot. But these are a really great way for you to get some really cool cultural immersion and to view things in a different way over and above just the standard study abroad program. So just a couple of examples of things that have happened in the past. So a food tour, learning about traditional Chinese food on a culinary tour in Shanghai throughout the city center. And you get to try some typical dishes from Shanghai, as well as all over parts of China and other parts of Asia. It makes me hungry when I see these pictures. Also doing a tea house visit, so learning about the 4 different types of Chinese tea, visiting a typical Shanghai tea house and having a chance to taste some of the teas. Visiting the World Financial Center, which is one of the most beautiful views in all of Asia, and certainly the best view in Shanghai for sure, and a very important economic landmark, if you will. So just a couple of different examples of different trips and things like that. And then just a couple of more excursions. These are, again, more of the regular trips for the time being, but looking around at the Shanghai Landmark Tour, learning about what this is and what this pedestrian street is, the residential buildings as well as the modern architecture, and explaining why these are culturally important and culturally significant. Yes, they're touristy in the sense that it's something you want to do and something you want to see, but there are also reasons for it. All of the different trips and excursions that API includes have a cultural relevancy to the program. So even in places that it might seem like a touristy thing to do, there's a reason that it's popular. So we're going to explain and talk more about why you're visiting that and why it's important for you to see that. So the Shanghai Museum of Arts and Crafts, for example, looking at a lot of local artwork and artifacts, that's really cool, but it also talks about why this is important and what kind of a role does this have in the city's history, the development of the city, and why are these, why is it important? Why is it an important part of it? So those are just some of the more general trips and excursions and things like that. Our normal program includes a trip to Beijing as well. So we're hoping that that's going to be included once we can travel again and do so safely. So that would be a longer trip to Beijing that would be part of the program as well. So there will be some modifications that continue to change as we continue to embrace and welcome and do what we can to make sure everything is safe and secure with regard to COVID. But there will always be activities, so don't worry about it. We're going to find things for you to do and make sure you have the most of your make the most of your time in Shanghai with us. So just a couple of dates and deadlines. I do want to mention that unfortunately the spring program has been canceled for China just because of COVID restrictions, and it's also really hard for us to be able to continue offering courses virtually in the US from China. So due to web restrictions and things of that nature, we aren't able to offer the program. So if you did go in spring and we had to cancel it, there would be no way to finish the coursework. So we aren't able to offer the program in spring. However, we are hoping that starting this summer and then moving into the fall 2021, everything will be back to normal, or as close to normal as we can hope in this particular case. But that being said, we are excited to be able to continue offering the program moving forward. So normally our fall semester dates are going to be August through December or January. Now that can be a little confusing to students because they think, wait, I can't stay through the end of the year. The normal semester at ECNU does last to January, but our students and our students' schedules technically with finals could go into January, but we're always able to maneuver the schedule around and work with instructors to be able to offer the courses and to offer the final exams before the end of the term. So the students are able to take the classes and then make it home in time for the end of the year here in the US. So then the spring semester dates are February through June, and then summer is usually mid-July through mid-August. So it does vary a little bit, so I didn't put up specific terms just because we don't know them yet for 2021 or 2022, but those are the general dates. And this is for the Chinese language program. The Chinese language and culture studies program has a slightly different schedule for it. The deadlines to apply, I know your deadline is coming up, so our deadlines are much earlier. So you've got lots of time to think about fall of next year because your deadline is coming up in November, but ours isn't until May. So you want to make sure you're applying with ECN or with North Central first, of course, and then from that we would move on to the API side of the application. But lots of time for that. And then our Chinese language and culture program, this one, the dates fall very, very significantly in line with what our semester dates here are in the US, or what our regular term dates are. So August through December, and then spring is February through June. It's a little bit later in the spring semester, but fairly normal there. And then again, our deadline's May 1st and November 1st. So lots and lots of different, lots of time for you to get ready. And then lastly, the Chinese language summer studies program, mid-July through mid-August, and the deadline to apply is not until April 15th. So I know you have your internal deadlines as well, but we give you as much time as possible to consider a summer program. So next year, hopefully everything again is back, we'll be good to go. If you decide you want to go in the summer, we'll be happy there. So just wanted to go through a little bit and just say what's included with an API program. So we've talked a lot about different things, different aspects of the program, housing, cultural activities, excursions, courses, and whatnot. And all of those things are included with API. So there's one program fee that is charged for the program in its entirety, and those things all come with the API program. So we help you from the very beginning once you decide you want to apply, or even if you're looking at the exploration of the program and you're not sure if it's something you want to do yet, we'll help you throughout that process. Your tuition, housing, excursions, cultural events, entrance fees for all those things, activities. If you do travel, transportation for those programs, so like even the day trips, the buses and things like that, those are all included with it. Medical insurance, airport reception, emergency support. So a lot of different things that are there. Basically, the only things that are not included with the API program in Shanghai are your flight to get there and back, and then your food and spending money while you're there. Pretty much everything else is going to be included, so you don't have to worry about anything. It's a one price and everything is covered, which is really nice. We do offer some scholarships as well. So if you're interested in the program, we do offer the opportunity for you to earn some scholarships. We have an affiliate scholarship program through North Central, and then we also offer some scholarships that are offered through API. So you can apply to get up to $2,000 off your program fee through a variety of different scholarship programs that we have. So that's my spiel. That's my fairly quick version of going through and giving some background information about the program that we offer at ECNU in Shanghai. So I can stop sharing my screen. for sure, and answer any questions that anyone might have.